Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Things Conference. This is Simon from Datacake, and I'm now going to show you how Datacake integrates with the Things stack. To start now, we need to create an account on Datacake or log in with an existing account. I will be using one of my demonstration accounts for this demo here, and well, let's log in. So when you log in with your existing account or you create a new one, you get into your first workspace. And for this demo, I would like to create a new workspace, which has no devices and members in it. So we use our multi-tenancy feature called Workspaces and the Workspace selector and press on Add Workspace for this. Here we give it a name like Vaccine Demo, and we press on Add Workspace. And this is how we create a new tenant or workspace on Datacake. So as you can see here, if you would just register in Datacake, you would see an empty workspace. And we can now start directly by pressing on the Add Device button, which will bring up this modal here, and we can add devices from ThinkStack to Datacake. In this demo, I would like to use the Dragino LHD65 temperature monitors, which we are also using for that particular project. So this is the Add Device modal. It brings you to the LoRaWAN section, and here you can choose from the various manufacturers that we are supporting. You can select Dragino in this case, the LHD65, and we press on Next. Now we need to choose the LoRaWAN network server. In this case, it's the ThinkStack, of course, which is supported for both uplinks and downlinks. We press on Next, and now we need to provide the dev UI. So now I'm going to switch to the ThinkStack. We are using, in this demonstration, our Datacake tenant on the ThinkStack, but you could also use the Community Edition or any other ThinkStack edition. Let's create or add the first device. So as you can see here, the devices are already in a special particular application. We simply select one of those, copy the dev UI from here, go back to Datacake, paste this here, and give this a name, like Vaccine Sensor number 1. When you press on Next, we are required to choose a plan. Right now, I'm sticking with the free plan, which is supported for up to 2 devices, and you can try that out and test. We press Add Device here, and as you can see, the vaccine sensor is already created or added to Datacake based on the template. And in that template, there is a dashboard included, the configuration. It also has the payload decoding on our side and everything else. So what you can see here also is that the network server is not yet configured. And now I'm going to show you how you can create or add the ThinkStack to Datacake. So back to the ThinkStack, back into our application. And on the sidebar here on the ThinkStack, you see integrations. We can head over to Webhooks. And now we're going to create a new webhook. Luckily, they have our logo here, so that makes it pretty easy. So you choose Datacake, and you provide an ID, like Datacake integration, something like that. Could be also more, something else. And we need to provide a token. So this is the thing where we need to get back to Datacake. And we head over in our workspace where our devices are present, so the vaccine demo workspace, into the members section, where you can invite additional members and set rights and roles, but you can also create tokens here, which basically are just like members, but without a physical email address or user behind it. We press on Add API User, and this is then the TTI token, we call that. And we don't need to apply any permissions for workspaces because that token should only be able to record measurement values coming from TTI. We do that by pressing on this button here, Add Permissions for all devices and workspaces, and can record measurements. So this token is now separated from all the other functionalities on Datacake, and it's only been used to forward data into Datacake. We press on Save. We can see the token here. We simply copy this one back to Datacake, paste this, create the Datacake webhook, and here you can see the webhook is already being created. Okay, so now back to Datacake and back to our devices list. We've added the first sender, which is this one here, and when I'm now going to activate it by pressing a few seconds on that button here, it will send out join request. We can see, I think, all this communication here in the live data back to Datacake. And when we now open up the sensor here, we can also see that the first data has successfully been sent from from the things stack to Datacake. We can see this here in the debug tab as well. We can see the data, the encoded data, and of course the dashboard. So because we are using this device in a use case where we are not using the probe here, we can also edit the dashboard and remove all the things that we don't want to have. And back to that one. So we've taken out all the information that we don't want our users to see. So let's go back to devices, because there are even more devices which we are all going to import into Datacake. So we press on Add Device once more. We're on the lower event section, but instead now of choosing a template once more, we want to take the changes that we've just done to the device and apply that on all the other devices. So instead of choosing a template, we are going to choose an existing product. And here you can see there is already a product in our workspace, which is the LHD65 product, and using all the things connected to the things stack. So we choose that. So what actually happens here is that a device on Datacake always belongs to a product, and the product, it has the information about the dashboard, the database fields, and the payload decoder. So if we apply changes to the product, they go to all devices in here. And this allows having modifications and then add a bunch of devices which all behave and look like the same. We press next. We don't need to provide the network server because it's already bound. And we select the device, add devices here. And now we are going to simply copy multiple devices. We want to add all of them here. Go back at this one and this one and this one here. I'm sorry for this being a bit boring. And this one here. And also we need the name, which is two. 3, of course, number 4, who guessed number 5, and number 6. Sorry for that, but just to show you how this works. So they will now be added to that product that we already defined. We press on next, and because this has a lot of more devices, that's more than the 2 free devices, we are going to select the light plan here. I've already added my payment card here, and I'm going to buy these devices now. It's now queued up on our backend. The whole process starts. It takes a few seconds, and then when everything is finished, all our devices are here in Datacake. These 5 devices have been added, and as you can see now, this is the one that was online. We changed the dashboard here, and if we now go to device number 2, it will have the same dashboard. There's a second sensor here lying on my desk, which is the AF in the end. So I'm going to activate this right now. It will send data once more. Let me see. We can also blend in the serial number and the product. As you can see here, they are now all belonging to the same product. Also, tags and location can be blended in here. And there is which is AF. Let's go to the AF sensor here. And this also now has data. And if we go back, we can see that it is online as well. Okay, let's head over to the last part of this tutorial here for the Things conference. Because I've said this is about monitoring for Vaccination Center, we've been using this to create reports at the use case at our customer. And in the meantime, I've added all senders. They are now sending data. And as you can see, there are also tags applied to each of these devices, which you can do in the configuration and simply apply a tag. And we've created 2 groups of it. This is also about showing you how to create reports. So what we are now going to do is I would like to show you how easy it is to create periodic reports. For that, we go into the sidebar. You find this report section here. We click on that, and as you can see, no reports yet. Of course, we're going to create one. So we press on Add Report. The report name will be daily report. It's a simple CSV file report. We are going to introduce more report types here. And the schedule is we want to run that every day at 12 o'clock. You can define any kind of time here. This is very similar to how cron jobs work. And you can see the next 3 executions here. We create the report. And now we are able to define the report. So first of all, we want to add receivers. So you don't need to put receivers into here, but if you want to send these reports periodically to other users or customers, you can provide any email here. This doesn't need to be an email which is registered on Datacake. You can provide any detail email here. The branding is for when you are using a white label platform. And now let's go over to the definition of time range and so on. So we can filter the devices that are included in the report. So if we don't provide a filter here, it includes all devices that are in the workspace. Filtering can be done based on the name, but also based on the tag. So this means we select group A, and we now got only 3 devices here from 1 to 3. But we could also select group number B. We once more get 3 devices from 4 to 6, of course. We don't want to have a separation here. We want all 6 devices. And what we want is the fields for temperature and humidity, and maybe also battery, because that's important to have a fully charged battery or fully loaded battery. In this case, we can define the time range. We want it from 24 hours ago up until now, because we're sending this every day. So we include 24 hours. We can also select resolution here. So the resolution is based on minutes. So it quantizes the information on minutes, but we don't want that. We want the raw data, of course. And we want a combined file instead of an individual file. Individual means that we've got 1 file per sensor, but basically combined is easier because that puts everything into a large file and everybody's happy. We could override the file name here and bring some templating languages, placeholders in there. We leave it like it is. We press save and we're now all set. But we don't want to wait until the next run is, but we can see here in 22 minutes, it would be the next run. But basically we can start the run also here right now by pressing on run report now. What it now happens is that it triggers the report. It will also send out the report because we manually scheduled it, and we can go into the report, of course, and press on reload here. And then we see a few seconds ago, we see that we have here our CSV file. Let's press on download to download it. It will be saved here inside my download folder. I'm going to open this up. Takes a few seconds, and there you go. You have all these informations here from the different vaccine sensors and so on. Because I've just added those sensors, there's not so many data in it. It looks a little bit separated on the data here because they are all sending in different phases. This is the raw data. But if you want to override this, we can also provide a quantization based on 5 minutes. Press save, and we are going also, maybe just to show you how this looks, we are going to have individual files back into the reports overview and run that report now. Open it and reload here, and then we see, okay, this is now, instead of combined, it's individual files, and download this here, and let's open this up also, and we can see, okay, this is report vaccine center number 6, the time range, and also the quantized information based on 5 minutes. Yes, so because of this was a short topic and a short demonstration on how you can add your devices from the things stack to Datacake, I think we've covered everything here. And because of that limited time slot, I would like to say goodbye for now. But please go ahead, try it out. Datacake is free for registration. You can add 2 devices for free and test everything out. And we are happy to support you with any request, feature request, and assistant to bring on your devices. Thank you once more for being here, and thanks everyone for watching until the end if you still see me talking here. So see you soon. Stay tuned and have a nice day.